Everybody, welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with another NUFC rant stroke thought of the day. And as the headline says, once again, we're talking about Muppets in the media. People have been running their mouth about Newcastle United and their players in particular. And it should be no surprise that the player who's under target is Anthony Gordon. That's right, Trash Gordon, as we've said in this video clip. Everybody seems to be lined up to take a swipe at this kid. We're going to get stuck right into this in a minute here just to tell you about who the latest person is to have a dig at this guy. So yes, pundits are lining up to talk about Gordon one way or the other. You know, you've got good pundits like Mika Richards saying that, you know, he'll put the incident behind him. It reminds him a little bit about when he was a young player, you know, under Stuart Pearce at Manchester City. And then of course you have the Z-lister pundits who aren't really on mainstream media anymore, that slipped away down through the channels in the sewage pipe that is a football punditry, and we are left with the personification of moral compass, that is Stan Collymore.
Is Stan Collymore?
That's right, Pep. Stan Collymore, if you remember him, the one-time England striker, and I use the term loosely, has voiced his opinion about Anthony Gordon's reaction or overreaction, as some would say, about being substituted for the second time, as he come on and then he come back off again in Newcastle United's impressive win against Brentford at the weekend. So this is what Stan Collymore had to say about the issue. So strap in, everybody, some world-class punditry going on here. So Stan Collymore has said once again, as I say, the personification of moral integrity, said, I, like many of you, have seen the clip of Anthony Gordon clashing with Eddie Howe after he was substituted against Brentford. What on earth was he doing? He's done absolutely nothing to warrant a big move to Newcastle. Let's be real here. The only reason he got that transfer is because he's English and he's had about 5 good games for Everton and the Toffees are skint. For Gordon to come off the pitch and take the time to walk over to the manager and have a go at him was an absolute disgrace. Every manager in the world would have seen that clip and will now be wondering if Gordon is a bad egg. Regardless of if he spends the rest of his career at St James's Park or not, his actions last weekend aren't going to do his reputation any good and will certainly damage his chances of representing England in the future. He goes on to say, to treat a down-to-earth decent guy like Howe in that way, and during a time when everyone associated with Newcastle is buzzing as well, was such a bad decision from the kid. He needs to issue a public apology as soon as possible and beg his manager for forgiveness, because he just can't do that. What did he expect to come on the other side looking good? If he continues with this level of disrespect, Newcastle will move him on, and very quickly. So yeah, so that's world-class punditry there by Stan Collymore, who, by the way, has never made a mistake in his life, has he? If you go and research Stan Collymore, you'll clearly see he's made at least one. And I'm not just talking about starring in Basic Instinct 2 either, Stan. There's been quite a few skeletons in that there cupboard, mate. So I wouldn't poke the bear too much. I don't disagree that a statement probably should have come out from either Gordon or the club, or Eddie Howe, probably. I mean, Eddie Howe did his best to kind of bat it to the side, really, and just said that Anthony was a passionate kid. He had no problem with it. You know, we talked about it on What's Going On. There was a picture of Gordon up smiling in the team photo afterwards. I don't know whether Gordon put anything on Instagram or whatnot. I don't really check out Instagram a great deal, even though we're on it, by the way. If you want to follow us, have a look. But yeah, I don't really do Instagram a great deal. So maybe Gordon has done that. But, you know, I just hope that, you know, Gordon can do something to shut up people like Collymore, who, by the way, also went on to say that Alexander Isak should be sold not too long ago. So maybe don't take too much stock in Stan Collymore's opinion on all things Newcastle United. But yeah, so looking at this, I think the way Gordon can get out of this, for me, is it's just get his head down playing football. If he plays against Villa, if he scores against Villa, if he has a good game against Villa, it'll all be forgotten about, really. And people like Stan Collymore will piss off back from whence they came, and that will, you know, that won't be a problem at all, you know, for the young lad. I mean, you know, he's come with this persona attached to him where everyone just seems to be lining up to dig him out. Obviously, left Everton on really unceremonious terms, you know, and it's probably following him around like a bad smell, really. We've all liked Craig Bellamy in terms of his attitude on the pitch, but there's a tinge of Joey Barton about Anthony Gordon, not just because he's a Scouser. I mean, obviously, Joey Barton's sins that he committed, unfortunately, were way more than whatever Anthony Gordon's done in his young career thus far. Hopefully, doesn't get to the Joey Barton levels of shithousery, or he may have a serious problem. But Joey Barton came back out of that. Okay, you know, he's very affectionately remembered in the eyes of Newcastle fans. You're doing a great job as a manager right now as well at Bristol Rovers. So, I wouldn't take too much stock, Anthony, in what these shithouses have to say. I mean, that, Stan Collymore was obviously paid to give his opinion. There is other people lining up as well to have a go at him. I won't specifically name them, but you've all seen the video doing the rounds of a prominent YouTuber who is dressed a bit like a painter and decorator, deciding to lather a double coat of abuse on Anthony Gordon. Quite unnecessarily, really. It's clearly just for the lols, the likes and the clicks. You're entitled to your opinion. We give our opinion, but the best thing you can say is take the piss out of a kid's appearance and point out that he's got acne or something is a little bit shit, really. I think you need to raid the banter box a little bit more and see what else is lurking underneath there and try and pull out something a little bit better than that. But for Anthony Gordon, he has all of the tools at his disposal to shut all these people up, be it Collymore, be it whichever tit is deciding to have a go at him for the way he's reacting or overreacting. My personal take on it was, I think it's probably ill-advised the way he behaved, but I think it's a storm in a teacup. I don't really think it's a great deal of a problem. Had he done something serious like certain Manchester City players who shall remain nameless, going back to that painter and decorators club, I'd probably be a bit more concerned. But the boys are showing a bit of passion. He's just a bit wound up. He didn't want to be substituted after coming on as a substitute. If you look at him, great leadership by Joe Willock, as I said, to calm him down. I'm pretty sure that Eddie Howe had a word with him after the dressing room after the game. I'm pretty sure that Anthony Gordon probably went and apologised to Eddie Howe. It was all dealt with in house. Not everything has to play out in the eyes of the media and fan-led media and social media either. So everything can be handled behind closed doors, and sometimes that's the best way. So we'll see what's going to happen with Anthony Gordon moving forward. It'll be pretty obvious if Eddie Howe is upset about the way he's behaved. I think Eddie Howe will deal with it the same way he's dealt with the likes of Ryan Fraser, who is a player he's known for a long time. Christ, Fraser used to cook him risotto, I think, and he's put him in the reserves or whatever it may be. So if he has got a serious problem with Anthony Gordon, we'll see very soon. But I'm pretty sure that there's a way back for Gordon here. And I think this is all pretty much a storm in a teacup, as I said, much to do about nothing. People just looking for clickbaits and likes and everything else. So as Newcastle fans, I think the majority of us don't have a problem with it. Everywhere I've seen, certainly every prominent fan channel for Newcastle United that I follow doesn't seem to have a problem with it. So as far as we're concerned, Anthony, get your head down, crack on, mate, get yourself fit. Impact games like you have been doing, your cameos that you have been very good. Played a huge part in Alexander Isak's goal against West Ham. Certainly Grafton when he comes on, I think an assist or a goal is definitely coming. And whether he starts or comes off the bench, he looks like he's hungry to get that and take that opportunity. So hopefully that'll come soon and it'll turn down the volume on some of this racket. But this is Chris done with the rant of the day, stroke thought of the day on Anthony Gordon. Just leave the lad alone, for fuck's sake. He's only 22. Let him play his football and let him do what he does for Newcastle United. That's why he's here. So if this is the kind of thing you like, guys, just click subscribe. I'd love you to come and join us. We're just under 3,000 subs, so you can help us get over the line. Really appreciate it if you smash that button. And if you give the video a like, it helps get it on YouTube as well and helps the channel grow. This is Chris signing off. Let's keep supporting that team. We'll United. We'll be back soon, I'm sure, with another one of these videos because there's so many people running their mouths in the media. It's just a smorgasbord of bell ends for us to talk about. So if that's the right way to describe it. Anyway, that's me done. We'll catch you later. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.